Welcome back to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Tension is brewing between the government of the day and the Mount Kenya youths. It started just by one step when Njenga accompanied Raila Amolo Odinga in the funeral of the Field Marshal Mukami. And it is like Raila unveiled him because Raila mentioned him as one of the people who accompanied him. And in fact, when Njenga was mentioned, there was an applause, and Rigathi Gachagua and William Ruto witnessed as the youths of Mount Kenya welcomed Njenga. They didn't take this lying down, because immediately after that, we saw an onslaught and a warning that Njenga is leading a group of people that they had named Mungiki. And the government is claiming that there is a looming resurgence of Mungiki menace, something that we witnessed sometimes back. We also saw Njenga being pursued by the DCI, because all of a sudden we got news that Maina was in possession of illegal guns and some drugs. And many experts are asking, the government is enjoying a lot of intelligence. If they are serious that Njenga has been regrouping Mungiki, and they are very sure that Njenga is in possession of illegal guns and is a drug dealer, why did they wait for this long? Why did they wait for him to start accompanying Raila in his rallies? Because obviously this is political mischief. They are doing this for political purposes. So we thought that it was Rigathi Gachagua who had been given this mandate to deal with Njenga. But surprisingly enough, the head of state also added his voice very vehemently on the looming confrontation between the government and the Mount Kenya youth. Remember, these Mount Kenya youths had been branded hustlers during the last campaigns, and they were used, they are the people who are believed to have voted to the last man to this administration. It's very funny that now that Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua have formed a government, they have now made a U-turn, and these youths are now being branded as Mungiki. And you see, Mungiki, if you go to the National Archives, Mungiki is one of the illegal groups that had been banned. Today, the Azimio government on its social pages warned the nation that the government is planning to begin frustrating youth from Mount Kenya. And they are warning the government to be very wary, because they're saying they're aware of the plans, and they're saying that the plans are to arrest illegally, just aimlessly arrest youths, and they're even planning to kill. Because I remember during the former internal security minister, the late Michuki, there was an order of shoot to kill. And as a result of that order, very many youth from Mount Kenya were annihilated. Even though many believe that during that time, we were really confronted by this menace. So let us listen to William Ruto, because it came by surprise. We thought that, you see, people have always known that our deputy president is someone who just speaks. But for his boss to add his voice on this, it means something is serious, and they are planning to do more than we can imagine. So listen to William Samoei Ruto.
Watu wa Kenya, maana sana, pelekeni watoto wenu kwa mambo ya Mungiki. Wachana na watoto wa taifa letu la Kenya. And I want to promise you, mambo ya Mungiki haiwezi kurudi Kenya hii. Tunajua hasara ambayo imetupatia. Tunajua vile vijana wetu wameangaishwa na haya mambo ya Mungiki. Haiwezekani. We cannot accept that in this day and age we have people who want to circumcise women, who want to engage in drug abuse, who want to engage in matters of, I don't know, illegal taxing of citizens. That will not happen in Kenya, and it will not happen. Sijui kama tunaelewana. So wale wanajaribu kutuletea hiyo kasumba ati wako na mpango ya kuleta mambo ya Mungiki kurudisha hapa ati ndio watumie kwa mambo ya siasa, wapange mambo ya sera, wakutane na sisi kwa mpango ya sera, wawache mambo ya fujo, wawache mambo ya kulete mambo ambayo yanaturudisha nyuma kama taifa.
I will tell you this for a fact. There is nothing like Mungiki. There is nothing like tension of Mungiki. This is something that has been created, an imaginary creation that the government wants to use. And I'll tell you just 4 reasons why the government is using this Mungiki to fight political wars. Number 1, since the government introduced or appeared to introduce the illegal taxes on people, imposing taxes and VAT and the housing finance, something that has really brought a lot of tension in the country. Raila Odinga warned that if they bully their way, if the government, the majority side bully their way in parliament and have their way and pass this bill, Raila had warned that he will take people to the streets, that he will rally all Kenyans of goodwill, Kenyans who feel the pain of the economic crisis, the hustlers who feel the pain of the high cost of living, and they will meet on the streets. If you remember, already there are groups that have already gone to the streets. The First Civil Servants Union, youths under the umbrella that are fighting these looming illegal deductions. They have gone to the streets and they have made it very clear that they don't want this bill. When Raila Amolo Odinga first went to the streets, the government said that they were losing 2 million shillings per day. And also the deaths and everything that happened. And so they are afraid that Raila Amolo Odinga may want to take people to the streets because Raila is serious about this. So the government is scared that people might just go to the streets because they are determined to pass this law. Kenyans had said that they don't want to be deducted this money. Yet they are now reducing it to 1.5 as if Kenyans had said that they want it to be reduced. Because the last time I checked, Kenyans had voiced their position and they said they don't want the illegal deductions on housing and the 16% on fuel. So they know very well that people will go to the streets. So what they are doing are just 2 things. One, they want to intensify this fallacious story that Mungiki is regrouping, so that if Raila will take people to the streets, they might want to cause chaos the way they did in the first rally. Remember, they took some goons to Azimio rally. Remember those who invaded Uhuru's Northland farm, those who invaded Raila's factory, those who burnt churches and mosques. Because they wanted to use this so that they say that these are illegal gangs, that the rallies are full of those who just want to destroy people's property. So they will be taking advantage in those rallies, if at all Raila will call them, to cause chaos. Now when they cause chaos, they will have a leeway to now declare those demonstrations illegal. That is what they want to do. And that's why wameanza mapema. They know what they are doing because they know things are getting thicker hapa mbele. Things will not be business as usual. So the Mungiki thing is going to be used because they are looking at a possible maandamano. People might just go back to the streets courtesy of the high cost of living. Because when you look at it now, unlike the first demonstrations that Raila called, people are very ready and they are ready to go to the streets. This is also a diversionary tactic because, as I said earlier, the biggest conversation now is about taxation, the high cost of living, the 3%, the 1.5%, and everyone is discussing this. If you go to the mainstream media, you go to the print media, all analysts, social media, people are talking about these illegal deductions because the administration has got this appetite to tax each and every person. And so they want to bring in the issue of Mungiki so that at least we can forget about the deductions and the taxations. It is about to be passed in the next few days or to be discussed in parliament. So they want people to start discussing this Mungiki thing. And this is real. The government has got this penchant. They are really specialists in diversionary tactics. And it might or it might not work, because right now, Kenyans have got more serious issues to do with the high cost of living, the cost of electricity, the cost of unga, the cost of all this. I don't think they will try and persuade Kenyans to start discussing things that are not pertinent. This is also about 2027. William Ruto enjoyed the support of the youth from Mount Kenya. The youths were with him because he crafted this narrative that the youths are hustlers. And he told them that when he forms his government, the government is going to look at those who are at the bottom of the economic pyramid. He explained to them that since independence, the governments, the previous governments have always presided over a situation or an economic model that was only thinking of the high and mighty, those who are at the top of the economic pyramid. Yet he told them that he would look after them. But then after getting into office, look at his appointments into offices. Even the bloated cabinet, you talk of the chief administrative principals, secretaries, you realize that there is no even Mama Mboga. There is no Mutu wa Boda Boda. The other day, the Mama Mboga who helped him, circulate and promote the bottom-up economy was forgotten. She came out openly until they had to do some damage control when Dennis Itumbi went to her, and later she negated the fact that she had been forgotten. She was not even invited during the inauguration ceremony when they were taken off of office. So youths have known that they were hoodwinked. The youths have known that they were used. So there is a pathway of going to Raila Amolo Odinga. And the way would be through my Njenga. And they know very well that the way things are moving, 2027 is moving closer by the day. Even before 2027, William Ruto is slowly but surely losing the support of the youths who supported him. And with this, they are scared. They have to start. They want to be ahead of the game and start frustrating this youth, because if things go the way they are, by 2027, I can assure you, William Ruto will lose almost 99% of the youths, because everything that he promised them is not being realized. The youths and women continue to suffer every day. If you check the video that I did yesterday, the videos keep on emerging. People go back to the archives, and there was a video where Ruto was telling women that he will be giving diapers for women who have got young babies for a minimum of 3 months. And you see, William Ruto during the campaigns was just talking, giving empty promises. And the youths have been affected. There are no jobs. They are now being targeted. And this is the reason why they want to target 2027. They are really obsessed by 2027, and they are doing this to ensure that they are not caught off guard. William Ruto is also doing this to keep in solidarity with Rigathi Gachagua. There is a joke in town that William Ruto has abandoned Rigathi Gachagua and is embracing Musalia Mudavadi, the chief minister. Even when Rigathi Gachagua clashed with the Nairobi governor, when the Nairobi governor had proposed to remove long distance vehicles from the CBD to Green Park, when the Nairobi governor had decided to close all the estate bars and clubs, Rigathi Gachagua opposed it and said that this was targeting his people, who he believes are the main businessmen in Nairobi. William Ruto never supported Rigathi Gachagua. Instead, he stood in solidarity with the governor, Sakaja, and he told Sakaja to go ahead and close all the clubs because he assured him of his support. Of late, you've seen the chief minister Mudavadi being sent to represent William Ruto on big occasions, presidential occasions. And people are saying that Rigathi has been abandoned. And so I think William Ruto is talking about the Mungiki menace just to show people that they are together with this, they are together in this with Rigathi Gachagua. At least people had started asking, why isn't the president talking about Mungiki when his deputy is so much obsessed about the Mungiki? So he's doing this just to show people that they are still together, they are together in this. Otherwise, it would look like Rigathi is fighting his own shadows. So he's doing this. And the last one, he wants to cause fears among the youths. You see, the government is very, very cunning. They know that they have not realized any promise. They know that they promised lofty, they gave lofty promises. In the event that they are unable to implement, they have tried the blame game about the former regime. It's not working. They have tried everything. Now the only thing that remains is intimidation. They want to intimidate the youths. So when you when you instill fear in people, they will not be asking questions. They will not be asking, where are the jobs? Where is the cheap unga? Where is the gas that you promised would cost 500 shillings? Where are they? And so they are trying this. But Kenyans have refused to be intimidated, because I've seen people, even today, there were demonstrations along Parliament building because people are tired. The same youth that they want to intimidate are the youth that are tired because of the high cost of living. And before William Ruto realizes, he's beginning a war that he might not sustain. Because the moment you begin a war and you declare a war with people who are hungry and angry at the same time, it might escalate to some levels that he may not be able to sustain. And Mount Kenya youths must be very careful. Yesterday you were the hustlers, today you have become Mungiki. And the government must be very careful. Human rights defenders must now rise up, because they might use this to eliminate youths who they feel are not supporting them. Because according to this government, you are either in the limited company or you are not with them. If you've not subscribed to their political ideologies, then you are wrong. And you know, frustrated government can do anything. So ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what you think, but this is totally unacceptable.